Morning! I am super excited to bake today. We are making apple crisp. I like this one because it's a nice easy recipe. It doesn't have a lot of ingredients and it's something that I always made when we went camping. We made it in this tin foil containers on the barbecue, but today we're going to make it in the oven. So hands are washed, hair is up, sleeves are pulled back, and let's get started. I've got all my ingredients laid out on the counter, which I'm going to show you. I just like to do that ahead of time because I feel like it helps me bake a little easier when I'm not searching for ingredients. So I find it much easier to have it all laid out on the counter and ready to go. All right, we have all of our ingredients. We have brown sugar, flour, oats, butter, cinnamon, apples. I'm going to do 6 apples. I had 4 Granny Smith, which are my favorite to bake with, and then I'll do 2 of the Gala apples just to have enough. And then my bowl and my spatula and just some more measuring tools right there, so we can go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the first step. So in this bowl I'm going to put half a cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 2 tablespoons of water. So we'll put in the brown sugar first. And then with my tablespoon, we'll put in 2 tablespoons of flour. I just want to shake it up so it's sort of level and put it in your bowl. And we need to do 2. And then for water, I just like to get a little container with water in it. I just find it easier. And we'll just do 2 scoops water, and then we'll give it a stir. So this is what it should look like all mixed together. It should be nice and runny and combined because we're going to pour this over our apples now. Alright, so it's all kind of on top. Now, I really like to mix it in first, so I'm going to add some cinnamon because I love, I almost touched my hair, love cinnamon. So I'm just going to take a spoon and I'm just going to sprinkle probably more than I need. But in my mind, you can never have enough too much cinnamon. So we'll just sprinkle a little bit more. Okay, that's probably enough. And then all I'm going to do is just give it a little stir, just to make sure that all the apples have that yummy coating on it. And all the apples have the cinnamon on them too, because it's just so good. And it's already smelling so good. The smell of cinnamon just makes me happy. So I put all my apples in a bowl. I've got a knife and my big cutting board. So if you're doing this at home, make sure you have a parent helping you, or maybe you have a special apple slicer that you can cut them with first, and then you can chop them up with a table knife, unless you have one of those special vegetable cutters. So don't grab a sharp knife on your own. Make sure you're being very careful. And we'll get these cut up. I like to leave the peels on. I find I just like the extra flavor that it gives, and I know there's a lot of nutrition in the peel too, so I like to leave that on. Can you guys see Nero down there begging for a piece of apple? This is what happens when we bake. He watches. Do you want some apple? Nero, do you want some apple? Do you want a piece? Okay, sit. Good boy. Okay. Good boy. Okay, so now that I've given Nero his treat, we can continue. So I'm almost done cutting the apples here. Just gonna put them in the bowl. And we are ready to put these into the pan. Alright, so I have my glass pan. We're going to just pour all of the apples just into the pan, and then we're going to coat it with the topping. So just dump them in. And because I have the red and green, I'm just going to spread them out a little bit here so it's okay. So we've got them more spread out. And then we're just going to take our topping and I'm just going to give it another quick stir, and then we'll just drizzle it over top of all the apples. Okay, so now you can see that we've got all of the apples coated. So now we're going to make our topping. We'll sprinkle that on top and then it's ready to go in the oven. Okay, I'm just going to use the same bowl. I don't think I need to dirty another bowl, but if you want another bowl to do the topping, that's fine too. So we will add half a cup of sugar, half a cup of flour, half a cup of rolled oats, and half a cup of butter. And I melted the butter ahead of time so that it was all melted and ready to go. Okay, so we'll just give that a stir, and once it's all mixed together, we'll just sprinkle it on top. So for this part, I like to use my hands. I just think it works better as long as you make sure they're nice and clean. I did wash them again after Nero, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so we're just going to put the topping on, and I'm just going to crumble it around as I go. And this is why I like to use my hands. I think you just get it spread out a little bit better. So I have it sprinkled all on top. Now, I used a bigger pan. Instead of a 9x13 or a 9x9, I use a 9x13. Just because I like it spread out a little bit more, so my topping doesn't fully cover. If you wanted to make another double batch of the topping, you could do that, and then it could be fully covered. I'm okay with it having little spaces because it's going to taste amazing. So into the oven this goes for 60 minutes, so for 1 hour at 350, and then it's done, ready to cool and ready to serve. Thank you again for baking with me today. I really do look forward to doing this every Tuesday. Next week, I'm open to suggestions. We've had one suggestion for making cupcakes. I'm open to other suggestions as well. I'm trying to use things that we might have in our houses, so we'll see what I can find for a cupcake recipe. But if you have anything else to suggest, I am definitely open to suggestions. It doesn't always have to be sweet things that we are baking. Maybe we can do something savory, more of a lunch item or a snack item. Just let me know your thoughts, and remember, now is the time to do the dishes while you're waiting for your apple crisp to be done, so that way it's all cleaned up and you don't have to worry about that after. So you're either doing the dishes on your own, if that's what you do at home, or you are helping an adult do the dishes. Remember, if you bake, you have to help clean up. Okay, I will see you in a little bit.